Hello class, so let us look at some logic questions here. What is negation of the statement sun is shining? So whenever we use the word negation, the way which you can get the answer is by using the word not. So sun is shining, so what we are looking for negation of that is sun is not shining, which is choice 4. Now, how about the next statement? What is the negation of the statement? Squares are parallelogram. Then we are looking for something that says squares are not parallelogram. And that's not the same as parallelograms are not squares, but we are looking for the other way around. Squares are not parallelogram. There would be the negation, and the closest one in this case would have been choice 3. It is not the case that squares are parallelogram. Alright, the next question. What is the negation of the statement, I am not going to eat ice cream? You see, in this case, the word not is already embedded in it. And in that case, the negation of negation, in other words, would have been simply double negation. Hence, we just have to cancel out the word not. Then I am going to eat ice cream, which is choice 2. Now, which compound statement is true? We have to remember how the relationship works. A triangle has 3 sides, and if you use the word and, that means it has to be true in both cases. A triangle has 3 sides. Okay, that's true, but quadrilateral has 5 sides. That is false. So when you have true and false, then in that conjunction, the conclusion will be false. A triangle has 3 sides if and only if. The word if and only if talks about the biconditional. That means both of them has to be either true or both of them has to be either false. Now, a triangle has 3 sides. That's true. A quadrilateral has 5 sides, and that is false. So since they're not the same, then the entire statement would have been false. If a triangle has 3 sides, then quadrilateral has 5 sides. So this is a conditional statement where the first part, hypothesis, is true, and our conclusion is false. True to false in the conditional statement will be false. Now, triangle has 3 sides, or whenever we use the word or, that's basically disjunction. In that case, as long as one of them is true, then the entire statement would have been true. So it says a triangle has 3 sides, which is true, or a quadrilateral has 5 sides. That's false. When you have true or false, the answer will be true. So therefore, our answer will be choice 4. Statement x is a multiple of 3 and x is an even number is true. Now, the fact that this conjunction is true, this and statement is true, that means it has to be true both cases. So I'm looking for a number that's multiple of 3 at the same time as an even integer. Then x must be first multiple of 3, so this one is out. And it has to be even number, that means the only thing that's possible is choice 4. Now, next, given 2 is an even integer, which is true, or 3 is an even integer, that is false. So when you have true or false, determine the truth value of the disjunction. It is true, and it is because one part of the statement is true. That will be the reasoning why entire statement is true. The next question. What is the inverse of the statement? Inverse basically means we just have to negate the conditional statement. So if 2 triangles are not similar, negation of not is simply taking that away. Their corresponding angles are not congruent, we just have to take that away. That means we are looking for if 2 triangles are similar, their corresponding angles are congruent. That's basically what we're looking at. And here it took away not from the first part, but not the second one, so the first one is out. Second example, it changed the order, so that's why it's out. Third one, excuse me. If 2 triangles are similar, their corresponding angles are congruent. And that, in fact, is the negation or inverse of the given statement. So choice 3 would have been our answer. What is the converse? The converse is switching the order. So we have George gets candy. Even though that was the conclusion, what we are looking for it, George gets candy has to be the hypothesis. So the word if implies that whatever comes after the word if is the hypothesis, and the first one seems to be true. If and only if is biconditional, so that is out. If George does not get candy, this one is in fact a negation of the conclusion, and that's not what we're looking for. If Bob does not do his homework, that is simply inverse of the first part. So our answer is choice 1. What is the contrapositive of the statement? The contrapositive in this case implies that it has to be converse and inverse at the same time. In other words, you have to switch the order and negate them. So if I am tall, then I will bump my head. So the fact that conclusion is here has to come to the front. That means if I don't bump my head, so then what we are looking for is choice 2 or choice 4. I am tall has to be going to the back. At the same time, it has to be negated. So I am not tall is basically what we're looking for. Choice 4 becomes our answer. Next question. Which statement is logically equivalent to? Logically equivalent in this case implies that it's a contrapositive. So then the second part, I go swimming, has to come to the front, becoming hypothesis, and it has to be negated. So it says if I do not go to swimming, which is choice 3 becomes our answer. Write a statement that is logically equivalent to the statement if two sides of triangles are congruent, the angle opposite to those two sides are congruent. Now, then I have to get this part of the statement first. So in this case, I'm just going to type it here. If the second part comes first, the angles opposite those sides are not congruent, two sides of a triangle are not congruent. And that becomes basically our contrapositive of the given statement. And it has to be contrapositive in order for it to be logically equivalent. All right, then with this one, we will be stopping logical argument, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.